Good morning, everyone. I think today maybe I'll try and do kind of a vlog style video. It's kind of a craptacular day today. It's going to be rainy. There's my garden in the back. I did just start some stuff out there the other day. I have a ton of leaves in there and like cardboard. We have so many weeds. There's certain areas that I've weeded out pretty well, but there's a lot of weeds in there still. So I put cardboard and a bunch of leaves, and I need to get around to removing the leaves and some of the cardboard and cleaning it up. But I'll wait probably closer to when the weather warms up even more, and I can do that. But I did plant my little container of seed packets. I did just plant out, I can find it, everything, yeah. This is not very organized. I save a lot of seeds. Some of them don't work, which is fine. I feel like, I'll tell you in just a minute what I feel like. But anyway, I had planted some carrot seeds, and I didn't realize how tiny carrot seeds are. And the day I planted them, it was windy, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them blew away because you're not supposed to sow them very deep. And I did water them, but I remember pouring some into my hand, and I don't know if the wind got them or if I just dumped them all in one spot by accident, but that happened. And then I waited about 10-12 days and I didn't see anything. So I went out and I bought this carrot seed tape. Wow, this is great. It's like this really thin, it almost looks like stuff you'd have if you like hurt yourself in your first aid kit, like that kind of tape stuff. It's like papery, and then it has the seeds already embedded in the tape, and then you just break off the little rows like this and then plant them. These were a 1/2 inch deep into the soil. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, I know these aren't going to blow away because I definitely know that they're in the tape, and I don't think you have to do anything once they're in there, even though some of the seeds are pretty close together on the seed tape. I don't know. I kind of just let things go. I absolutely hate thinning. Most of the things I grow, like green beans, beans like that, I don't really have to thin. They just, you put them in and then they grow and they're totally fine. I put them like maybe an inch or so apart, and I don't thin them or anything like that. I just let them go, see what happens. But like lettuce, I did put lettuce out yesterday. Actually have some lettuce out there. I should probably show you sometime that I let go over winter. It's iceberg, but it never grew like iceberg. It kind of grew more like romaine lettuce. Let me see if I can find it in here. I started those. Yeah, it's this. It's this iceberg lettuce. It's from last year, but it did really well for me. It grew pretty great. But yeah, thinning it, I feel bad, and then I want to transplant the plants someplace else because I feel like it's a waste. But some of them do transplant fine, but for the most part, obviously, lettuce doesn't transplant very well in a very young, tender stage when you're supposed to thin them. But anyway, but I did, this is my thing, okay? This is my thing with the garden. I see people, on YouTube that, not in blogs and stuff too, that really spend a lot of money and time on their garden because, they want to be self-sufficient and homestead and do that whole thing. And I'm totally pro homesteading and all of that. If that's what your goal is to raise your own food, great, and store your own food, that's great. But where we live, we have a lot of access to people who really know what they're doing when it comes to farming and gardening. And financially, I feel like, yes, it's nice for security to garden and do that for your own food security. I'm just not very good at it. And if it needs a lot of tending or trellising or things like that, I just don't do it. And I just can't keep things alive unless they're just really resilient. And then I don't like to spend a lot of money on the tools to make a garden. So like I can get like, for instance, peppers when they're in season. Green peppers, red peppers, they're like a quarter to 50 cents a piece. And one year I did do my own green and red pepper, bell peppers. And I didn't get many. A lot of them rotted off, and it wasn't really worth me taking up the garden space to grow them, to buy them, grow them, give them what they needed, stake them, do everything to keep them alive, than to just buy them at our local farmers markets. So anyway, so my theory now is, in my own personal garden, this is just me, that if it's cheaper for me to buy the vegetable or the fruit or whatever from a farmer nearby than it is for me to buy the tools to raise it in my garden, then I just buy it from the store and I skip it. So there's things like green beans I can get a really good yield on, and I freeze them and then I use them throughout the winter. And then same thing with tomatoes. I make my own tomato sauce and things like that. Diced tomatoes for soups and things. And I love that. Those yield a ton of tomatoes and they're great. And for the price that you put up front, I think I can get, one little plant for maybe $1 or less. And yes, I know I can start them from seed myself. And I have done that once. And I had a couple plants that were successful, but I wasn't very good at that. So I just leave it to the experts and I just pick up one for the cost. It's not much, but if you want to start seeds inside, you have to have appropriate area, either a little greenhouse, or I have a hall closet that I use like a table in and perch some. I have like a little container that I think I got from Target. It had to have been like in fall after clearance sales because I wouldn't pay full price for it. But it's just like a seed starting kit, and it came with these little tiny, they're like these round things you pour water on and then they expand, and then you put your seeds in, you can start it, and then there's a lid or whatnot. I don't know what the contraption's called. But anyway, I have that, and I have some seeds I'm starting upstairs from like parsley, cucumbers, cheap, and I have this money plant. Oh my gosh, if I can find that. I just really like it. It's beautiful, but I planted it last year and my toddler just stepped all over it, so it never became anything. But anyway, the money plant with those cute little like coin looking leaves that are great for fall. Anyway, so I forget where I was going with that. But so yeah, I basically the end of the story is there's certain things I can grow that I know will yield a lot, cost not so much for me to grow it. And yeah, so that's what I do. If I can swing spending just a few dollars, maybe less than $3 on some seeds to put in the garden, and I'll get a really good yield out of it, then I'll plant it. If not, then I don't even bother. I know lettuce is super expensive. It is pretty much all the time, even when it's in season. I mean, it's decent. It's perishable. So I kind of like being able to go out to the garden, pick what I need when I need it. So I started some more lettuce seeds out there. I had lettuce that I planted in the fall of last year that started up, but it didn't form anything. So I let them overwinter. I didn't cover them. I didn't do anything. And yes, some of them did rot out and I did pull them out. But some of them look like the interior portions are still thriving. So I'm going to let them go and see if they'll actually continue to grow and form into like a full head of lettuce again after being out there all winter, because that's awesome, because they're already in the ground. I didn't have to do anything. They're there, and just like let them go because they weren't big enough for me to harvest in fall. So I just let them go. They're really small. I'm talking like maybe this big, and they're just low to the ground. So they're not anything major, but yeah, they're not the loose cut, like come and cut lettuces. They're the kind that you would probably just let grow full size, like an iceberg lettuce. But yeah, anyway, so that was my little soapbox gardening. So yeah, it costs a lot of money if you really want to do a garden right. And we put our garden in, and that costs a lot of money because we had to till up the area and everything. We don't have a tiller. We rented one, and I think that's $75 to rent a day. I forget. It was expensive. And we have some garden equipment, but we don't have a tiller. I just kind of go in and do it myself by hand a lot of the time. But yeah, it just dirt. If you buy dirt, composting's free. We haven't composted yet. I know I need to do that. But if you buy dirt at the store, that can cost $5 to $10 a bag, and then seed starting stuff, like it can get pretty costly. And I know myself, like with the carrot seeds that I dropped in the wind, there went $2.50, really great organic, beautiful carrot seeds that essentially were these, but from the High Mowing something company. And I don't know, they're probably not going to survive. So I pretty much wasted my money and time on that. And if you're like me, then there goes $2.50 I could have spent on a bag of carrots, and I just basically dumped it out into the garden, and nothing is going to happen. So yeah, but like lettuce seeds, I know I can get, they give you tons of them in these bags or these packets. So I know I can get a lot of lettuce out of this. So this is valuable to me, like lettuce. Flowers, obviously, like I save seeds, so I just kind of keep the envelope, and at the end of the season, like zinnia seeds, I'll just let them dry out there, and then I just harvest them myself, and then I put them right back in the bag for the color they are, if I remember what color they are. But same thing, like, I don't know, that's my thing. And my mom, she grew parsley. She gave me a whole bag full of parsley. Some of these are seeds in there. The rest is just debris. But, I'm starting parsley from that. It's just helpful if you save your own seeds year after year. I know some things are harder to save seed. I think like green peppers. I haven't had success growing green peppers from the store. Probably because they're genetically modified. I don't know. But anyway, that's my soapbox. So anyway, today I was going to just do like a little mini vlog. I'm enjoying some herbal tea. I don't do any caffeine anymore. That's another vlog. We're going to head to the library today. Today's Wednesday. That's usually our library day. Got to hit the post office to mail something off. I'm going to make some enchilada sauce today, which is super easy for dinner tonight. I thought about making some more English muffin bread. I'm not sure if I'll do that or not. I don't need all those carbs in the morning, but it's so good. I love it with like butter and jam. It's so yummy. And take you along with us during the day. So we will catch you later in the day. lunchtime, just having some salad, some chicken, feta cheese, cucumber, tomato, and mixed greens. Yeah. So real quick review, I just got this salad dressing at Aldi at my last grocery haul, if I can speak. It's really tasty. The restaurant style Mediterranean dressing from Aldi. It's really good. It's not super watered down and it's not very vinegary, like super tangy. I really like it. I'm glad I got it. So I highly recommend if you're interested in looking for a good salad dressing to try at Aldi. Try it out. All right, so I'm gonna tackle some lunch dishes and I have the oven preheating to 400. I'm gonna pop in my English muffin bread. The recipe calls for just all-purpose flour, but I decided to do half of it with einkorn. I think it was half, a little under half. 1 cup einkorn and then 2 cups of the all-purpose flour, just to make it a little healthier. I like the way the einkorn tastes anyway. And the original recipe, oops, that's my oven, usually makes 2 loaves, but I just split it in half. Just to make 1 loaf, just to see how it goes. So I'm gonna pop this in, wash all this stuff up, and then we're gonna go and head to the library. Like this video if you also rinse out your plastic bags and reuse them. These are freezer bags, by the way. I don't reuse them if they had raw meat in them. But yeah, otherwise I wash them and let them dry out. These are just a couple books that are going back to the library, but look at the graphics on this. Honestly, illustrations are so cool. Really cute. Author, illustrator. I'm in love with children's books. It's just so beautiful. I like the font even. Anyway, a couple good reads from the library. We're gonna go pick up a couple more in a few minutes. I think everyone can appreciate a really pretty loaf of bread. This is that English muffin bread. Hot out of the oven. We're gonna let it cool off and do our errands, and we'll be back later. I'm super glad that I spent a small fortune on bulbs last fall. I'm really looking forward to these tulips. I have some daffodils. I'm hoping the rest of that goes out. I'm pretty sure I planted bulbs in the whole area here. You gonna mow? Okay, get to it. I thought you were gonna puddle jump. I just got back home from the library. These cute little Easter crafts. Looks like a weaving craft, so we'll do that maybe today or tomorrow. Just gonna clean out all the books off that we got from the library with some handy dandy Clorox wipes. So I'll do that. I just took the bread out of the pan, so it's cooling off a little bit more, and then I will slice it and freeze it. My son is playing. We'll probably maybe do this Easter craft, and then it'll be nap time for the little guy, and then workout time for mommy. So we'll catch you later. Well, mommy usually ends up finishing the projects, and someone's over here practicing glue and scissors and cutting. You having fun? All right, it's almost nap time. Yeah, mom life never ends. Tell your kid to stay in the kitchen to eat their bread, and they come out here and make a big old mess. Yep. Yeah. So I just threw some of the cornbread in the oven. I'm making a tamale pie. It's a delish.com recipe. We haven't tried that one before. I usually make it's called a 2-bean tamale pie it's the Better Homes and Gardens. It's an old cookbook that I have. I'm pretty sure what the recipe is on the website. But anyway, I have that cooking in the oven, the cornbread part, and then you're supposed to put a beef layer on top. Well, enchilada sauce, then beef layer, and then some cheese, and then you bake it off in the oven. But I am gonna make my own enchilada sauce. I just checked online to make sure this recipe was available online before I just showed you what it is. I got it from a cookbook. It's called Thug Kitchen. The language is absolutely awful in the book, but they had a lot of good recipes in there, a lot of like Tex-Mex style. But the enchilada sauce in here is great. You just basically throw everything that I'm showing you in this image into a pot with the exception of the lime juice. And you stir the lime juice in after it's been off the heat. And then, yeah, it's a great enchilada sauce. So it's super easy to make. Don't buy the store-bought stuff unless you really enjoy it. But this stuff is really good. I can't go back to store-bought after having this. So I'm gonna make this up closer to dinner time. With the cornbread, they say it should cool. So I wanted to make that a little bit ahead of time. But this is the recipe then for the Thug Kitchen's enchilada sauce there. So give it a whirl if you like enchilada sauce and you want to try making it at home. That's a really easy recipe, and most people have a lot of the ingredients in their pantry anyway, with maybe the exception of lime juice. So easy enough to make. I'm gonna run out and check the mail, grab the garbage can. Just got done working out. I'm gonna go wake my son up from his nap here around 4 o'clock if he doesn't wake up on his own. And yeah, then we're probably gonna have dinner. So we'll catch you later. Just the leftover enchilada sauce. Got quite the amount, so the perfect amount to make a batch of enchiladas in the future. So I'll plop that into the freezer, and then this will go into the oven for 20 minutes at 400 degrees. Hopefully it's good. Oh, and I added green peppers, which wasn't in the recipe, just for a little extra veg. So this is the the beef tamale pie all plated up. So we're gonna eat this for dinner tonight. Have a little side salad with it. And yeah, I think we're gonna wrap up the vlog today. We'll do this, eat up our dinner, and then we'll probably just wash up the dishes, clean the kitchen up from all that. And my husband will play with my son for a while. And then we'll probably do the bedtime routine. So that is everything for this Wednesday vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed what you saw. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.